I started going back to church a couple months ago. But before I went back to church, I started reading stories. The old stories that I used to have. Trying to understand them. I bought a Bible, read it, go online, see what they say about it. And I was just like, I'm half-assing this. Like, how about I just go to the source? Go to the church. I go to the exact church that I went to when I was a little kid. All the people there are not the same. They're different people. The priests, the deacons are gone. But the singer's the same singer as when I was a little kid. And something about that, it's like comforting. And they read the story to you right out of the book. They read it to you. Just listen to them read it. And my grandfather used to read it to me. I could do this. And he used to, what would he think? What would he want from me? He'd want me to be in that church, listen to that book. So I started doing it. It's helping.
Do you think that your grandfather would have had expectations or not, maybe not expectations, that he would have been proud of you for all that you've gone through and where you are now, and kind of what his take would have been?
I think it's like him getting his black belt. That's what a black belt is. I think I just came to it. If I want to be a black belt as a father, this is just my opinion, I need to get my kids to get to where I am right now. I found it. The faith I've been looking for 33 years. I didn't know how, if it was possible. It's like me giving it to him. He's not here, but he is. So how do I get my kids to feel what I feel? Because it took so long to get here. And it's recent. That's why I cry. It's because it's a recent thing that I have. I can't even say, this is the cup being too full. This is what it looks like. On the good end. It's on the good end. I don't know how to tell him it's enough. It's enough. Please stop. Just so I could talk to Gene, please. It's like a bolt of lightning. You get struck with it. That's how you know it's real. Like when I was a kid, I knew he had it. I could see, like you could see it on me probably now. I could see it on him. How? Why? Why is he going? Why is he going? Not on Sunday. Church is for Sundays. He's going when it's not Sunday. Why? What is he thinking? When I was in the church as a kid, I was just waiting. When's it done? When could we go watch football? When could we go eat? Who are the pretty girls in here? Those are the things I used to think. I'd intermittently come in and out. The priest would talk. He would tell. I used to like the priest, a certain one. He would tell stories after the gospel. He'd read the gospel, and then he would tell a real-life story. And I liked the way he talked. He was like a stand-up comedian. He was really good at it. The priests now, they don't live up to the one that I used to have. But I was a kid back then, so I think you look at priests a little different. The way I look at a priest now is he's just a man. They make mistakes. They're sinners just like I'm a sinner. But I still want to hear them. I want to see what they say. They've been doing it a long time, 20, 30 years. They still have the inspiration to do all the moves. And I don't think they're going through the motions. I think they believe. I want to believe that they believe, because I do now. So I listen to the book, and I try to make my own. Like if I was going to give a sermon, and I was going to explain, because I'm going to have to. Because my grandfather used to sit down with me, read a parable, explain it. I love that. I used to love that. After he died, he was the one doing it. My mother was grieving. I was a teenager. She stopped reading the book to me. I stopped reading the book. I was angry at the book. That book is for children, Silly. Can you imagine the arrogance of a child to tell my grandfather, you're silly, for believing that, for doing that? Why did he do that? So silly. Is he stupid? No. I knew that. I knew he wasn't stupid. Pull it together.
He's coming through, man. He's coming through. Like you said, he's here, so it's good stuff.
Like smacking me. How could you? I just feel like a fool. I feel like a foolish man to even think that. I want to go back to that 20-year-old kid and just shake him. How could you?
You got to find your own path, right? I mean, thank God you're finding it. Everybody's got to get there on their own, right?
Some people never make it.
Some people don't.
It's like the black belt. Some people won't make it. Some people will tell me I'm silly now. Look at him. He believes in Santa Claus too? Right? Maybe. So I've been paying attention to the stories. One of the stories, I don't know how much you know about the Bible, the Prodigal Son, that's my favorite story because I didn't understand it until recently, very recently. That story's complicated. Like the Good Samaritan was a story that made sense. Somebody's on the street destitute, hurt, help them. If you see them and you can help them. As a child, that makes perfect sense. The Prodigal Son was a story that I learned when I was a teenager, younger, 12, 10, before I was even adolescence. I didn't do any bad things yet. My mom wouldn't let me. Can't do bad things. My mom's going to smack me, yell at me, shame me. Shame works really well when you're young and you believe that the parents are superheroes like I did. My grandfather, I watched them be a superhero. Can't do any bad things. So you know that story, the prodigal son?
I don't. I'm not familiar with it.
I'll give you my version of it the best I can. It's about two sons and a father. Father's very well off. He's got servants. He's got a beautiful house. His sons have an inheritance that they're going to have. And the one son is the good son. He stays with the father. He doesn't need the inheritance. He does everything his father says. He's going to stay. He's going to take over the path that the father has laid before him. The other son, he wants more. He wants to go out into the world. I want my money now. Give me the money up front. I'm going to go out. And I'm going to do me. And the father, it would be very easy for him to say, no, you're going to stay here. You're going to do like I do. And you're going to have a good family life. But the father didn't do that. He said, okay, here's your money. Go ahead. And that's something as a parent, now I look at it and I say, oh my God, would I be able to do that? How? As a child, I don't think about the father. I'm thinking about the good son that stays. What's going to happen to the bad son that goes out? Probably something not good. So let's hear. So he goes out, living it up. He's got all this money. He's in these new places. It's exciting. And eventually, the world smacks him right in the face. Gets hit in a place that's going through a famine. He loses all his wealth. And now he's in a foreign place with no help, no money, and he could die. And he says, man, I made a big mistake. If I could just make it back home, I'll be a servant for my father. I'll apologize. I'll go on hands and knees and beg for forgiveness. And he makes it back. And he's on his way back. He's thinking what he's going to say to his father. The shame. He's so sorry. And what do you think, if you had to say? He comes home. What do you think his father does?
I would think that his father probably welcomes him with open arms and is happy that he let him go learn a life lesson.
No, he's not happy that he doesn't even think about the life lesson.
No?
He just shows up. He runs to him. He doesn't even make it onto the property fully. He runs to him, hugs him, kisses him. He's so happy. I'm going to kill the biggest calf that we have, and we're going to have a feast, a celebration for you being home. How do you think the good son felt about that?
Probably not great.
Not great. Not great. He's like, hey, you never killed any calves for me, and I've been here the whole time. And as a child, I identified with the good son. I never went out and did something silly like that, make a humongous mistake, almost kill myself. How could you? And if you read the Bible, the story before that is about losing money, gold coins. And I don't know if you ever lost like $100 or something, misplaced it.
Oh, yeah.
When you find the $100, are you angry at the 100?
No.
No. Yes. 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 What are we going to do with it? You're so happy to have it. Imagine now that's your child that you think's not coming back. They didn't have cell phones back then. He was gone a long time. What happened to him? You haven't heard from him. He could have been dead. Imagine if your son could have been dead. And now he's back. And he's back. And he's probably not going to go back out and do that again. He learned that lesson the hard way. Well, now you got this good son that didn't learn that lesson. He's angry. He's angry at that brother. How come him? Because the good son needs to learn the lesson too. But he don't have to learn it the hard way. You don't have to give him his inheritance too and him go almost die, because he might die. He's going to be a father one day. As a father, I want my children to have children. And their children need to learn this lesson. One of my children might be the prodigal, and one of them might be the good one that stays. But they both need to learn the same lesson. They have to learn that your children are going to do what they're going to do. The world is going to have a hold of them at some point. Are they strong enough to make it back to you, to raise their own children? If the good one raises his children without learning the lesson, and he's got two, and one wants to go, you think he's going to let him go? No. That's the lesson. You gotta. You have to. Because if you hold them down and you force them to do your way, because I said so, they're going to do it anyways. But they're not going to do it telling the truth. They're going to lie to you. And then maybe he don't come back because I lied to him, and it's even worse. At least the prodigal son said, hey, I'm going. Let me have it and go. And the father said, okay, you can go. And maybe in his mind he thought, you know what? He let me go. Maybe he'll take me back because he let me. But if he forced me to stay, maybe he'll force me to stay away. And I think that's the lesson that I learned. And that's what my grandfather was to me. He was that light, the candle off in the distance, when I gave up all hope except for that one light. And that's why I'm back. And that's why it hit me so hard. That's why it's my favorite story. And that's my interpretation of it. Nobody ever told me that. I don't even know if it's right. That's just the way I see it. And that story is how I found my way back to faith, because it's not even about forgiveness. I thought it was like you. I thought the story was about forgiveness. It's not about forgiveness. It's about so many things. I'm the father. I'm the prodigal son. I'm all of those. I'm all three. And I think everybody is. Which part of your life are you in? Which part of the story are you in? Did you leave yet? Because I left. I was gone a long time. 10 years, 10 plus years. And now I'm back. And I know he's not asking for forgiveness. He's celebrating. It's a celebration. I'm happy. These tears, the way I feel is happy. I want to inspire other people to be happy. You don't have to believe in the same God I do, the same stories I do. There's plenty of stories out there. But just, faith in good. Faith that you can. Faith that you don't need somebody else. It's all in here. It's all you. You could do it. If you have help, be grateful for it and pay it forward to somebody else. Anybody out there listening, I could help. If you ask, I could help you. That's it.
Man, that's great to see, dude. You're this just phrase keeps popping into my head, positive mental attitude. And that's you, like, all across the spectrum right now. It's really cool to see that. So I want to say thanks for the opportunity to have this chat with you. Thanks for asking me to do it, because I'm sure you could have had someone else do it. You could have gone a couple different routes. I think it's it means a lot that you would ask me to do it and let me be part of this, and to get that close to things that are very personal to you. I got a lot of respect for you. I want to see you continue to thrive in all aspects and all your goals. If I can help, I certainly will. Trust me, you'll be helping me in a few different ways as the weeks and months and years go by. I'm looking forward to it. So thanks again, and best of luck, Ed. This is the shit.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. And you got some good out of me, I hope.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to thank you, Lord, for giving me the courage and the strength to carry on. Don't you know my life has been a book for you? Reading all the chapters, making mistakes my whole life through. I just want to thank you, Lord, for forgiving me my iniquities of my own. Don't you know I hate it when I go astray? Don't want to hurt you